Hey, what is up everyone? In this video we're talking about the brand new adventure that just came out in Sea of Thieves and my thoughts on Rare pushing people to work together basically. So let's get into it. So last week we got the new adventure, the Hunter's Cry adventure, and I'll go over my thoughts on it first and then we'll get into like the main topic about like what everyone's upset about. So in terms of the adventure itself, I think it's probably the best adventure we've had. It doesn't seem like it wastes too much time, other than the end part. We'll get to that in a second. But basically, you start off, you go talk to the pirate lord, and he does this cool little animation where he points his like staff or whatever to the portal of the dam, and you can like see it light up as he points. I think that was a pretty cool animation, and that, at least in my opinion. And they do some other stuff with it, like you go in, he starts talking to you, and I like that it's not like you don't get like a tall tale book or something where you have to read and figure out what it is. He literally just says, "Hey, the lighthouses are what you need to do. Go to the lighthouses first, and then the rest will you can figure out on your own." And it was pretty simple. I feel like it wasn't that hard to figure out. I thought it was really cool to see the Sea Dogs Tavern inside the Sea of the Dam, like a corrupted version of it. That was pretty cool. I hope that we do something more with it in the future. I don't know if the Power Lord said something. I thought he said something at the end about like taking over the place, but I'm not sure. But I thought it was pretty cool, like lighting up the different beacons and then scaling up the mountain and fighting phantoms and stuff. That was all pretty cool and pretty exciting. Getting to the top of it and then seeing the little like, I wouldn't say it's a cutscene, but basically just the story starting with the characters and stuff up there where you rescue Merrick and you see them talking to each other. It always is a little odd to me that you can't like just attack them. I mean, they're literally standing right there. Like, this problem could be solved if we just attack them. But don't get me wrong, I understand why. It's for the story, of course. All of that I thought was great, and I really enjoyed this adventure. I think it only took us about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes to do the whole main part of the adventure, but then we have to get out of the Sea the Dam, and you have to go to an outpost, get this letter from Lorena, and then go over to North Star Sea Post to deliver the letter. And honestly, at that point I was just kind of like, this is a little bit of a downer, like having to go just sail a bunch just to like deliver this note. But I mean, I'm a little more okay with that than I have with other adventures. It just feels like they were doing so good. The adventure was a nice, short, quick adventure, 20, 25 minutes. And then they attacked on this thing that adds like another 10, 15 minutes to the adventure. I'm just like, why would you do that? But honestly, all of that I'm pretty good with. And I think this is probably my favorite adventure we've had so far, which is a good thing because I thought the last adventure was my favorite one. So they just keep getting better and better. So I'm really excited to see what they have coming up next. But I think it's time to get into the controversy. So immediately when this adventure came out, I saw all over my Twitter thread, and I already knew this was going to be a thing because I was already kind of a little annoyed by it too. This adventure puts you into a new server in the Sea of the Dam, and you're playing with other people. So there's other crews that pop in there. And a lot of people have been having problems with people going in there and spawn camping and all sorts of stuff, just trying to mess with people that are trying to do the adventure. And I know there's some streamers that have been called out for doing it. I don't think anyone has said any names, but I know that people have talked about streamers doing it for their audiences and other stuff. It's all pretty despicable to me, but let's be honest, Rare knew this was going to be a problem. And what did they do? Nothing. Rare seems to have this habit of trying to force people to play together, and that just doesn't work. So I think this started off with the Hungry Deep campaign. I'm pretty sure that was something where you played with other people, if I'm not mistaken. And then it kept continuing with the Skeleton Thrones. You had certain ones where you had to sit with someone else. That was really annoying. I don't have those accommodations yet because how are you going to convince someone else to just spend some time to go to a random island and shoot yourself over and over from a cannon to get into a throne? It's kind of dumb. So there's no point to try and do them. Then I think the last time I remember this being a big issue was with the Shrouded Deep adventure. I thought that was really dumb. They made you have to have 5 people to activate it, which meant if you were playing solo, you needed another galleon to come join you. If you were playing, let's say, a duo, so you and someone else on a sloop, you need at least a brig to come join you. It is kind of ridiculous, honestly. But a lot of people didn't like that. Luckily, I was able to get through the adventure, but I know a lot of people just weren't able to get the adventure finished because they couldn't find anyone to help them with it, and there's no checkpoints for that. I talked all about that in that review, so definitely check that one out if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and talk about this adventure specifically. So I talked about in my guide for it that at least you don't technically need any other crews to finish this. You can do the whole adventure without anyone else and you'll be fine. But the problem that people are having is you don't get that choice. You are forced into a server with other people regardless if you want to or not. And when I did it, I didn't have any problems with like people, spawning in and helping us out and stuff. I think it helps a lot if you're able to do voice chat and communicate with people. One person from each of the other crews was able to talk on voice chat. So we were all able to communicate about like, hey, we need like this beacon. Hey, we're at the top waiting for everyone, that kind of stuff. So everyone had a good experience, but a lot of people are not. And I just really don't understand why Rare keeps trying to force these like player like alliances, because I think Sea of Thieves is really fun to have alliances, don't get me wrong. The alliance flag was really cool because it allowed you to have these unique experiences. But it's not unique when Rare forces you to try to play with other people. I would much prefer them to make it so that there's the option to join someone else on adventures. For this one, it did not make sense to force you into a server with other people. The best alliances that I've ever had have come up naturally just from playing the game, and either we both had a common enemy or we just wanted to join each other and stuff. The alliances that never really worked out that well were the ones where we were forced to do it, either based on the adventure or whatever. In my opinion, I really think Rare needs to just stop trying to force people to play together. I think this could have been fine if they made an option to turn off like the multiplayer aspect of it where other people are going to be together in the adventure. There really was no reason for them to have everyone spawn together in there. Other than, I think, for story reasons. I think the reason they did it was so that it could seem like the Pirate Lord was just bringing in all these forces to rescue Merrick. Because it'd seem a little weird if he just sent one ship. You know what I mean? I really did enjoy this adventure a lot, and I'm really sorry for those that had a bad experience doing this. For me, I did it twice, and I haven't had anyone attack me or anything. I would say, though, we did have problems with, like, when we were trying to fight the phantoms and other things like that. We all kept accidentally hurting each other. And then during the cutscene at the top, someone did try to attack with a sword. So, our situation wasn't as bad as other people's from what I've heard on, like, online and stuff. But, there's still problems just from people that are trying to play nicely together. If they made it so that you couldn't hurt each other, maybe that would have worked better. I mean, you could still have people play together, but just have them not be able to attack each other. But those are my thoughts on this new adventure. Let me know in the comments below, what did you like about this adventure? Did you have any problems like I talked about with like people spawn camping and attacking each other and that kind of stuff? Or was your server pretty nice like how mine was? I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.